future video you're about to watch has a little bit of profanity and mild language. As beautiful as this is, Destiny's beautiful scenery, viewers' discretion is advised. Okay guys, this is another beautiful video coming to you from Capcorn, or Bored as Hell Capcorn. Alright, today's video is incorporated by the simple fact that I was going to rant about something that I had posted in a prior video. The video I had stated simply and asked everybody the simple question: what commercials drove you crazy as a child? Well, the one commercial that drove me crazy as a child was the Tootsie Pop commercial. The one where the child is like, I wonder how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. And the owl comes out and is like, let's find out. And he goes, 1, a 2, a 3, and crunches into the Tootsie Pop. And like a complete and fucking asshole, this fucker hands you back your stick with an empty stick. Oh my god, I would have lost my shit if an owl would have handed me back an empty stick after I had just gotten a freaking Tootsie Pop. I would have pulled him from the freaking tree and beat his fucking beak in. Just point blank. There wouldn't even been a hesitation. I would have beat the fuck out of that thing. It drives me crazy, especially as a child. You do not take a child's candy and eat it in front of them. What the fuck is your problem? Are you out of your fucking mind? But anywho, so just as a curiosity thing, I looked up to see how many licks it would take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. For those who don't know, there's a group of students at Purdue University that created a machine to, find out how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. And with the machine, they found out on an average it takes about 364 licks. Now, that's cool and all. And then they also had 20 volunteers that also helped with this. Now the 20 volunteers, they had to have machine help at some point because of, your tongue would dry the hell out. If you're just sitting there literally licking a Tootsie Pop, your tongue is going to dry out. Now with machine assistance, they managed to get 252 licks per person. Well, on an average. I mean, it's not per person. Some would have had more, some would have had less, so on and so forth. But out of 20 people, that's a lot of freaking licks. But think about this. If this fucking owl had taken your Tootsie Pop and within 3 had destroyed the whole freaking thing, he has just robbed you of 249 delicious licks of a Tootsie Pop. I mean, you can have the different delicious flavors and everything else. Like, cherry was my personal favorite because, cherry and chocolate always goes good together. The blueberry ones, so many delicious flavors of Tootsie Pops, and this motherfucker would have eaten it right in front of you. Now, another thing as a child that, one of my friends brought up to me, which, I appreciate suggestions, and hence the reason I asked all of you to, give me suggestions, was simply this: the Kool-Aid Man come bursting through your wall. Now, I looked it up to see if anybody had actually tried to figure out a suggestion for how much it would cost to repair that. But think about that. As a child, you're just sitting there and you're like, oh man, I ain't got no Kool-Aid, and this motherfucker comes popping through your wall. Just comes through the wall. What the fuck do you do to them? As a child, I would have screamed my freaking head off. Those kids are like, Kool-Aid Man. I would have been like, holy fuck, what's wrong with you? Who the fuck are you? I would have lost my shit. Especially considering knowing the fact that I would have got my ass beat for that. Like, there would have been no comment to think about in my head other than to freak the fuck out. I'd have lost my shit. I mean, like, especially if, because growing up, I was on a 2nd and 3rd floor apartment. So if this motherfucker came through a 2nd or 3rd floor apartment wall, either A, if he's coming through on the 2nd floor, he's bursting through one of my neighbor's places. So not only that is he pissing my family off, but now he pissed off my neighbors. And on top of that, if it's a 3rd floor, we had one wall that was facing outside. If he burst through that wall, it was like a huge roof. If he would have burst through that freaking wall of all things, oh my god, that would have, that would have been just absolute chaos. Like I don't know what was going through. Like, I know they were trying to be like cool and happy and everything else, but motherfucking Kool-Aid Man come bursting through your wall? Seriously? And then the newer commercials for the Kool-Aid Man, if you haven't seen some of these, they're a lot cuter. They're not quite as ridiculous. But like one was Kool-Aid Man trying to play hide and seek. Seriously? Behind a tree? Kool-Aid Man, I can see you. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can see you, Kool-Aid Man. You ain't hiding. You ain't hiding. You too big for that. I would have popped a freaking hole in him and grabbed some pitchers, and guess what? Now we've got some Kool-Aid. And just as a random thought, now that I'm on the concept, I wonder, like, the Kool-Aid Man, of course, is supposed to be like a man, I assume. So what color would his pee be? Maybe he shoots out the blue Kool-Aid. You know, because he's always red and everything else. I mean, there's been some times where Kool-Aid Man has changed his colors, like adds an extra packet to him and changes his color and all that other fun stuff. But, oh, baby girl, hold on a sec. Alright, so here's the concept for the next video. The next video, rant video wise, I would like to as I did last time, ask you guys for suggestions. Alright, the suggestion that I have this time is, simply put, if you were given $1 million and can only buy one thing, it cannot make you money, and you can only buy one thing. Like, say you bought a new TV. That would be it. That would be all the money you would get to spend out of that $1 million. Or if you wanted to donate it to charity, I mean, that would be fine too, but what charity would you donate it to, and why? When it comes down to it, I have a few thoughts and stuff like that on things that I would do with it. But again, you cannot buy anything that would make you money. So you cannot buy like a property, you can't buy like a timeshare, or, well, I mean, technically a timeshare isn't making you money, you're losing money on that thing. But like different things like that. Like say you wanted to buy a house, that would be a one-time purchase with your $1 million. And basically just anything and everything that you could think of, leave a comment below or on the Facebook page where I usually post this for my friends, and give me suggestions on what you would buy with that $1 million. Again, and this is the complete thing, you cannot give it to somebody. Well, you can give it to somebody else technically, but they can do only the same thing. The only place that you could donate it to would be a charity. But alright, this is Bored as Hell Capcorn. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Alright, bye.